Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with one of CountryLine's favorites. It's Ryan Larkins.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's good to see you again. Massive, massive, massive congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
ACM nomination. I'm going to ask the question, how does it feel? But, I mean, how does it feel?
It really does not even feel real. I can't believe it. And being listed among all those great songwriters, those great songs, it's a dream come true, and I'm just so thankful. Can't believe it.
It's just amazing. So we were actually only talking probably about 2 months ago at CRS about the Painter. So you were one of the writers on the Painter and about the song and how great it is, and it's one of my favorite songs.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying that's why they have nominated it for the song of the year, but it's such a great song. And we were chatting about that. So to actually find out that you are nominated for an ACM for it, it just must be incredible. Because you were saying about how when Cody Johnson cut it, I mean, that's a great thing in itself, right? This is just taking it to another level.
Oh, it really is. And you think you go through all the stages, like, it's on hold, it gets recorded, it's on the radio, it goes to #1, you think, oh, it can't get better than this, and then it's nominated for Song of the Year at the ACMs. I mean, it can't get any better than that. It's so.
Win.
Oh, that's true. There's that. I'm not even thinking about that.
Not even thinking about that. You obviously will be going to walk the red carpet.
Yes.
Have you picked your outfit out yet?
Not yet. And that's there's a lot of pressure there, right?
There's
You
a
gotta
little bit of pressure,
gotta look the part. But that'll be my first red carpet ever. So
really?
It's gonna be yes. So it's gonna be so fun.
Are you taking your lovely wife with
Absolutely.
you? I was going to
ma'am.
say yes. She must be so proud of you.
She really is, and just seeing this thing happen, my whole family is just so thrilled, and my wife, it's a blessing. It really is.
I'm so pleased for you. I did let out a little squeal when I saw your name on the list, actually, so it's very, very well deserved.
Thank you.
Very well deserved. It is a great song. You've actually put out your own version of the song now. Can we have a little chat about that?
Absolutely. It feels so good to have that song out there. My version, and I love Cody's version so much, but as a writer of the song, it feels good to have my version out there, and it's amazing.
And you did a piano one
of
it, which is interesting for country music. You hear country music, you don't automatically go piano.
That's true.
You might go fiddle, but yes.
Sure.
So why the piano?
We thought it would be a nice take on that song, a nice a softer touch, but I felt like it was a good idea.
It's a great song, it really is. Can you tell us a little about your process as a songwriter? Because I always find this fascinating, because I have no songwriting ability in me at all whatsoever, and wouldn't know where to start. And so one of my questions is always, how do you start to write a song? Especially a song like that is so, it's become this whole thing in itself, but
sure.
Do you have a title? Do you get a word, or what's your process like?
To me, it all starts with an idea.
Okay.
And my ideas usually come when I'm walking or outside, and they can happen anywhere, but I find that most ideas come when I'm outside, and I can just be, walking in the neighborhood or driving down the road, and I'll have an idea, and I'll try to build on it. If I start with the melody, which sometimes I do start with the melody, sometimes I start with the title, but if I have a melody, I'll just kind of get that going and pull out my phone and record a little voice memo, and then at least I have that, because sometimes I forget those. But it's always different. It never is the same with each song, but that one in particular, I just remember having that title, and I thought, that's a really interesting title. I think people would read that title and think, oh, what's that about? And then I just started thinking about how it could be written, and then you present it to your co-writers, and you hope they love it as much as you do, and they did, and so we wrote that song. It's crazy.
That's amazing. Have you ever gone in there with an idea and your co-writer's just gone, no, I hate that?
More times
and you're like, really?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. But I've learned to not let it hurt my feelings, and you can take it to somebody else.
That's true.
And they could love it and turn it into something great.
It always fascinates me, because I've never even been inside a songwriting session. So I think, we've definitely got to get a camera in there at some point and see what it's like, because I just think that, people listen to these songs and they don't realize what goes on behind the scenes. And like you said about it getting put on hold, and then there's a wait, and sometimes these things can take forever, right?
They really can. And and sometimes they're fast, but But the ones that take the longest, I think that means the most, you know,
Yeah.
when you believe in a song. Like I believed in that song from the beginning, and then just to watch it, you know, over the past 5 years, and you just still believe in it as the years go, and
Yeah.
then watching it do what it's done. I mean, it's
Here we are, ACM's, here we come. It's going to be great.
Right.
Did you always want to get into country music? And because I don't know very many small children, when you say to them, what do you want to be when you grow up, would say a songwriter. So how did this end up happening?
Well, you know, I started playing guitar and singing when I was about 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I started playing in church. So originally, I wanted to be like a gospel or contemporary Christian
Yeah.
artist, and I just remember I kind of fell in love with country music when I was about 21. I kind of tried out for this show, Can You Duet? It was on
Right.
CMT,
Yes.
and so I bought a record player, fell in love with classic country music, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I knew from that moment on, it's like this is absolutely what I want to do. And like playing in Nashville, you just hear so many great songs, and I'm just inspired even by the people who are out there struggling and they're just chasing this dream. I'm so inspired by those people because they're moving from all over the world
Yeah.
to be here and chase this dream, and just being in the middle of all that. I'm kind of competitive
Yeah.
by nature, and you know, it kind of gave me that itch. You know, it's like I want to do this, and it's been so fun.
You grew up in Nashville, right?
Yes, I sure did.
So this should be a logical step that you ended up in country music, really. And
would
your
think.
voice kind of, excuse me, your voice really lends itself to that kind of classic country music that,
Thank you.
you know, I grew up listening to, you know, the greats and George Strait and people like that. So who were when you said you bought a record player and you listened to the old country, who were your favorites sort of from the legends, shall we say?
There were so many. I mean, Merle, he's one of the best.
Right.
George Strait, George Jones, but there were some like Eddie Arnold. He was one of my favorite voices, and I always heard, you know, that when he was doing it, he would walk into these sessions, and when he walked in, he was like the nicest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And that was his reputation, and I love that. I'm always rooting for people, like for the good guy. So
Yeah.
he was one of my favorites from the beginning, and Farron Young, some interesting voices.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. So obviously you've got ACM's coming up.
Yes.
Huge event. We're very, very excited about this. What else is on the horizon, new music-wise, and for you, you know, sort of over the summer, coming months?
Yes, you know, we're going to play some more shows. I'm opening for Priscilla Block on the Hey
That's gonna be
Jack
great.
tour. Oh, it's so much fun. She's incredible, and I'm going to record some new music. We've got a few songs we're going in to record in the
That's
next few months, and it's going to be incredible. New things coming, exciting things, and
I love that.
I'm excited to share the new music.
As a songwriter, when you write a song, do you know that you're going to record it, or do you sometimes think this is for somebody else?
Usually that's like in the middle of the session. Like I
Okay.
always go in to a write thinking, okay, well, I'm writing a song for me today. But you can kind of get halfway through and you can think, oh, well, this really would be a great song to pitch for so-and-so, whoever
Yeah.
it is. And so usually it's about halfway through at the end, I figure out, okay, well, this is definitely for me, or this is for somebody else. But I'm always hoping that it's a song for me.
Yeah. What is the song that you wish that you had written?
That's a great question. And actually, there are probably a couple in this category. Really, like
Yeah.
"Heart Like a Truck." I love that song
great.
so much. "House That Built Me." That's another one that I love so much. I just always, whenever I hear that song, I think about where I grew up, and it just takes me back to that house. So
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
And what advice would you give for somebody who wanted to get into kind of songwriting? Because I always think that, especially with country music, if you want to make it in country music, you kind of have to be in Nashville. So my advice is always come to Nashville. But if you were giving some advice to somebody who wants to get into songwriting, what would it be? Hindsight is a wonderful thing, obviously. So
No, it really is, and that's a great question. I would say write as many songs as you possibly can, play as many shows in Nashville as you can. If they're writers' rounds, if they're open mic nights, go play as many shows as you possibly can, meet as many people as you can, make friends,
Yeah.
and root for all the people you can. And I think that's the biggest advice I would give.
I love that. Well, you're giving the nicest guy in the room a run for his money right now.
Ah.
Everyone says this about Ryan, that you are one of the nicest people that I've met in country music. I really, really, really hope that you win. Sorry, guys, to everybody else that's nominated.
Oh, thank you.
But I've got my fingers crossed for you. Congratulations again. It's just absolutely awesome. And hopefully we'll catch up over the summer and see what else you've been up to.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. Thanks.